Black leaves in the Mississippi River. Black leaves in the Mississippi fire. Black leaves in the Mississippi choir. Black leaves on the Mississippi land. And we've got garden cotton, we've got sons and daughters, we've got grit and glory, we've got mama stories, we've got strength like towers, we've got hope and power.
God made woman with an iron hand, raised her up on heaven's land. God made woman with an iron hand, raised her up on heaven's land.
Strength like towers, we've got hope and power.
God made woman with an iron hand, raised her up on heaven's land.
Peace. Kofa, Growth Talk Entertainment. Wake your glass up. What's going on, y'all? Make sure my sound is right. What is going on? Happy Tuesday. Hope y'all had a good Easter weekend. Thank y'all for being in here once again. Once again, this is Growth Talk Entertainment, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. This is where we help men find a positive fuck it. I am your humble host, Kofa, K-O-F-A, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa, easy to say, easy to spell. Thank y'all again for being in here. I'm going to go ahead and hit y'all with Randy.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful, give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely. And
Bring it back on me. You are so lovely. Thank y'all for being in here. Go ahead and get the general housekeeping out of the way. You see the Cash App, you see the PayPal on the screen. You know how to use that. You've been in these YouTube streets long enough. You know how to use super chats and super stickers. Donate as you see fit. If not, it's cool. I understand. But what you will do is take your shoes off when you come in my house. Hit the like button. The like button is free.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I really appreciate y'all for being in here. I forgot to give y'all the time. It's now 7:31 p.m. in the lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia. So that is Eastern Standard Time. Today is April 22nd, 2025. Let me go ahead and get to y'all comments. Again, thank everybody for being in here. BT, I know you working out. Oh shit, brother, you dropped the 20 bomb on me. I appreciate it. Y'all see BT's hoodie. This is not mine. This is for Broken Traditions. So I had to cop a hoodie. As soon as he dropped it, y'all can get it at brokentraditions.com. BT, when you finish your run and you get in the car, don't forget to drop the link and everything for your channel and the website, bro. But I had to rock the hoodie. Fits good, feels good. I'm gonna get my first smoke in it. Yes, I have to break my hoodies in by not working out, but doing arm curls by smoking my damn cigar.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
But now, real talk, it feels excellent. It's real lightweight, but again, I'm glad that it's kind of cool today. I'm gonna see how it feels in the weather. And BT, I'll let you know if it's more of a spring hoodie or a thick winter hoodie. And we'll see how the temperature drops tonight because it's raining down this way. But as y'all can see, Broken Traditions. Salute to Broken Traditions on YouTube. Again, brokentraditions.com. Go fuck with my boy. You know that's fam. Let's go ahead and get to the shout outs real quick. I don't plan on being on here long tonight. BT's going live at 8:30. So as soon as we leave here, shoot over there. But I had to talk about this film, Sinners. I'll get to it in a second. I have to intentionally stop myself because this can go on and on for days. But let me go ahead and get to the shout outs. Brother JC in the building. Brother, I just got your text. I really appreciate you being in here. Salute.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Who else we got here? Cujo in the building. Been a good minute. Salute to you, good brother.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Chelsea says, might be late, still working out. All good. You and BT, y'all get it in.
You go, girl.
Brother Malika, it was a pleasure being on screen with you the other day on Dr. T.S. Johnson's. And yes, everybody, I know everybody has done a review, good, bad, and different. It was all right. I loved it. Anyways, however, me and Brother Malika, I know we enjoyed it. We did a 4-hour live stream with Dr. T.S. Johnson here on YouTube. I believe that was Friday because I saw the movie on Thursday. I know we did it Saturday, but I know we was on there for 4 hours. It was Eastern Standard Time here, so I didn't finish up. It was like 1 o'clock when we got off. So again, Malika, it was a pleasure sharing the screen with you. Get your own fucking YouTube channel, bro. Let's keep on going. BT says, peace to the chat. Peace to you, good brother. Let me see. Black Trucker Mafia in the building. He said, what's good, family? What's going on, good brother? I appreciate you being in here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna let y'all look. Malika says, G.R.O.W.T.H Kofa, awesome panel and show last Saturday with Dr. T.S.on and other brothers. Shout out to Layman's Journal. And there was a couple of other brothers. I forgot their names. I have to go back on there and look. But y'all, please go check that out. We did give spoilers, as I'm going to give tonight, but I'm going to try to give y'all a little deeper meaning behind some of the scenes. If you have not seen it, again, I am giving spoilers, like detailed spoilers. I still want you to go see the movie. Some people be like, oh, I don't do it. If you tell me what's going to happen, ain't no point in me going to see it. You a damn lie. There's a big point of going to see this film.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
BT with the 20 bomb. He says, the Broken Traditions hoodie. Yes, brother. I appreciate you. Let me see what I'm going to hit you with. Damn, I done lost all my screens again. Don't tell mama.
I'ma just bless her. I chew. Baby girl, you with the winners. How could you lose? Like her too. Many different flavors. How can I choose?
You running in the wrong direction, ma.
Appreciate the 20 bomb, BT. I appreciate it, good brother. Don't tell Mama Lex. I want to keep all my Kofa minutes I can. JT in the building. He says, salute, fam. Haven't seen the movie yet, so let me dip off before you spoil it for me. It's not going to be I'm giving spoilers, but it's not going to spoil it, bro. This is one of those films you have to visually see. I know, I get what you're saying. You can come back and check the replay, but this is one of those films you have to like visually see and hear and feel, and you will as soon as it comes on the screen. BT says it was Saturday, the same day I went to go see it. Yeah, facts. That's when we did the spoilers in the review. I don't know why that came up. Black Trucker Mafia hit me with, damn, where'd it go? Y'all hold up. There we go. With 20 as well. He says, respect, family. Salute to you, good brother. I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with, let me see. We already had that with the $20. Bam, there we go.
Let me borrow $20 to the mall.
Salute, Black Trucker Mafia. I appreciate you being in here, good brother. BT has one more. He says, that's my favorite drop. That girl at the end always have me weak. I know, bro. As soon as I heard that New York accent, like, it just did it for me. That just sent it over the top. That shit is hilarious. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. The movie Sinners. I posted it the day after I saw it. Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan cannot miss. Them brothers just can't miss. Let me bring up some of my notes real quick so I'm not constantly looking over here. I'll get rid of that. And it's not like I have all these detailed, fancy notes or whatnot, but I do want to keep something somewhat in order for myself. Bam. All right. Bring it back on me. But I posted a picture of Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler. After that, I was like, these brothers can't miss. And I wanted to go see it over the weekend again because I saw it Thursday before the theaters got packed. And I really wanted to go back and get that theater feel with everybody in there. But I didn't do that. Some stuff came up over the weekend I needed to tackle. And matter of fact, salute to my neighbors. One of my neighbors' house caught on fire. So peace to them. Peace and blessings to them. One of my neighbors across the street from me, their house caught on fire. But everybody's safe. They lost their dogs. But salute to them. I'm glad everybody's safe. But that's one of the things that came up. And then, like I said, Chris Trucker came back in the building.
Got it! fish grease.
Chris Trucker swung through Saturday, kicked it with me for a few days. So me and Chris, actually, I didn't take him, but me and Chris went to the movies to go see Sinners again. And it was yesterday, it was Monday. I did not think the theater was going to be as packed as it was, but it was. So I still got that theater feel. So I'm glad I'm doing this, coming out of that and seeing people's, genuine reactions. I could hear the whispers behind me, like, what the fuck is going on? Who was that? What does that mean? All those different things I guess other people have maybe spoiled for them and told them. So the movie is set in 1932 in the Mississippi Delta. I believe it was either Clarksdale or Clarksville. Malika, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're still in here, but somewhere in Mississippi. So when I went to go see the film, I was looking for genuine authenticity in the accent and the way those dirt roads looked and things like that. Because, of course, the South is built up. Everybody says we still country and shit. But my father was born in 1946. So riding down a dirt road in Alabama, seeing old shacks that people really used to live in, still standing, but, kind of, they're old, they're falling in on themselves. But seeing the community that Black people used to live in brought it home for me as well, like immediately. Because it opens up with, let me go ahead and slide over. Hold on, let me get Malika's comment. He says, Kofa, this is a must-see film filled with history, cultural relevance, and amazing storytelling.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Malika says, Clarksville, Mississippi, 1932. Indeed. Del Monte says, still got to go watch the movie for visual sake. Definitely. I'm big on cinematography. That's, in general, the way a film looks. So the way it was shot, from camera angles to kind of a gritty, grainy film versus 4K glossiness, it gives you that feel. Because if anybody's been in the South in the middle of the fucking summer when it's hot and it's muggy, it's difficult to describe it. But if you ever seen that type of grainy film, it gives you that feel of being down here when it's humid and your skin is sticky and it's hot as fuck. So seeing the twins in these suits that I'm about to show that y'all have seen in the previews, it still throws me. I'm like, I don't know when they shot this, but I was hot looking at them in the suits.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
So essentially the story is truly, this is the first look we get. Let me bring it up. This is the first look we get. This is one of my notes here. So Michael B. Jordan plays both characters, the Smoke and Stack twins. They're, I guess, troublemakers from that area, as they grew up. But then they did what a lot of young Black men did back then, and they joined the military to go get some type of life experience, become a man, all those tropes and traits. They end up in World War I. They survive Germany together, and then they get out, they do their service, they get out, a little bit of money in their pocket, come back home for a second, then it's boom, up to Chicago. They start running the streets. I don't know if they're bootlegging at the time or running numbers or whatever, but the rumor is, and they allude to it in the movie, they were working for Capone. So they come back home to set things straight, to get set up their own. That building behind them is the sawmill that they were going to buy and turn it into what we later see become the juke joint. But their little cousin Sammy, bring him up, aka Preacher Boy, right there in the middle. He was so excited to see him when they got back. He knew their plans. They had already told him. So their fathers are brothers. So Sammy is like, hey, take me to the juke joint. I've been playing. Y'all gave me this guitar. Like, I'm not little like that no more. I'm ready to go. So they gonna put him on. But he's asking him, man, because they made it out. And this is one of the themes of it, is making it out. It's a constant theme of freedom in this film. And Sammy is big on it. Like, what was Chicago like, man? What, like, y'all got to tell me, like, I can't believe y'all made it up. Like, why would y'all come back? Bringing it back to this clip I had before. Again, Smoke Stack Twin, let me bring it back before. Boom. Smoke, Michael B. Jordan in blue. So y'all know the difference. Smoke tells him, we came back because Chicago ain't nothing but Mississippi with tall buildings.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
He said it just got tall buildings instead of cotton fields. He said that's why we came back home, foreshadowing. for those film buffs or any artistic media type of buff. That's why we came back home to deal with the devil that we know. So this is something that brothers have to be careful of. It's the reason why I'm doing some of these tropes and traits. It's not just the movie. I saw so much in there. I'll get to the twins connection in a second. But brothers, sometimes dealing with the devil you know is going to get you to a different level of hell. Remember how I talked about your day twos being just as important as your day ones? See, they left unfinished business back home, so they felt the need to come back home. And they said they'd rather deal with the devil they know because they was able to navigate Mississippi again and get out. So if I was able to get out before, then I can go home, quick hustle up some quick money and get out again. You know, as the movie goes on, you find out they're not necessarily able to get out. But Smoke had told Sammy, hey, I'd rather deal with the devil we know. We can navigate these streets, and so to speak, in uncertain terms. So think about how many times you've heard other brothers say that shit. I'd rather deal with the devil I know, which is fine. But you got to be able for those new consequences. Because sometimes you haven't gone all the way and crossed that line with somebody or some job or whatever the case in dealing with the devil you know. Let me slide over real quick because I hear the comments coming in. Corey Joe, shout you out, brother. I appreciate you being in here. Let me keep on sliding up. Death Reaper says, leaving out now, don't want to be spoiled. Go see the movie. Just go see the movie. Just promise me that. I get it. If y'all come in, hit the like button, slide out. For those that are just now coming in, I am giving spoilers. Go see the film, man. Don't go see The Accountant 2 or whatever else new film is getting ready to come out, or you can't wait for season 5 of whatever's getting ready to hit Netflix before you see this film. No. Let me keep on going. So I appreciate you being in here, Dev Reaper. Malika says, Kofa, just the cotton field, dirt road, and country road scenes were amazing and give you that Jim Crow feel, bro. Again, I'm looking for authenticity when I see those things. I'm hearing for certain twangs. And one of the biggest compliments that I saw was a pushback about this film from the people's dialect. Michael B. Jordan is not from the South. He's from California. I think the only person that I know of that's actually from the South is Omar Miller, who played Cornbread, the big dude. I think his family is from Mississippi. Not sure where he grew up, but I know he was saying his parents are from Mississippi. So I felt like I knew him when I saw him on screen. But one of the biggest compliments I saw was a critique of the film when somebody was like, I could barely understand what the fuck they were saying.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
When I read that shit, shout out to Messy Michonne.
You go, girl!
Shout out to Messy Michonne. That sly smile, that grin that she says I have, I know that shit went across my face. That was one of the biggest compliments as a Southerner. To have somebody see a movie, I'm feeling its authenticity, and they be like, I didn't even understand what the fuck they were saying. Good, bitch. It wasn't for you. Let's keep on going. Emperor in the building says, salute, bro. Let's go. Indeed. Sister Mona snuck in the building. What's going on, sis?
You go, girl!
Del Monte says, on the back end is the real Ryan put on for this movie. I appreciate that part more. Indeed. Shout out to Oaktown. Shout out. Look, Mona says, Sinners was 1,000 out of 10. Straight fire. Indeed. Indeed, Mona. Malika says, smoke equal Irish whiskey with no chaser, a.k.a. hard to the bone. Stack was the cognac on the rocks, a.k.a. smooth and cool. So when they got to Chicago to bring them home, to give them a cushion to be able to settle in home and then slide off, what we ended up finding out, they robbed the Irish mob and they robbed the Italian mob and blamed them on each other. Because when they opened up the juke joint, they had their corn liquor, which was from home, still homegrown, and they had Italian wine and Irish beer. That was going to be the baseline for setting that foundation for the juke joint opening on open night. Get as many bottles off you can, and this. But now people are there. You got their money coming in. You got a legitimate business. You're going to stack it up and then slide off. Because they were essentially nomads. They came home. I mean, they started out at home, did their dirt, left, came back, but they had built a reputation for themselves because it was only a matter of time they could really hang out around there. But that was a good observation, Malika, because I don't drink, so I don't know. Mona D says, and Sammy, indeed. And let me, when I get to Sammy, I'll talk about that. Chelsea says, I'm back. All good, sis. Chelsea says, my friend Tajay, she said that movie was so thought-provoking. It was. Chelsea, if you haven't seen it, in all fairness, I am giving spoilers, sis. But again, this is a film you have to see, like, visually, hear, and feel. So I don't know where you're from, but again, as a Southerner, this was a authentic movie. Like, it being set in Mississippi, I felt like I was in Alabama as I was watching it. Because I've been in areas like this with those 10 buildings, I promise y'all, still standing in 2025, and they're just sitting there. It's still dirt roads and shit like that. Of course, we got cities. We have other things. Like fucking NASA is in Alabama, if y'all didn't know.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
It's not headquartered in Houston. NASA is headquartered in Huntsville, Alabama.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
So as country as we may be, we do have some things going. But the feel of this movie was real. Let me see. Moving Silence says, salute to Kofi in the chat. Salute to you. Sister Mona says, yes, they did. They played like one person when they were in the North to psych the people out. Indeed. Del Monte says, about time we take our own creative efforts for ourselves. Indeed. Emperor says, so basically this movie is a black version of From Dusk Till Dawn. No. It can give you that feel. So it's a little bit of Dusk Till Dawn, a little bit of my homeboy said Idlewild, if you remember that Outkast movie, but there's so many other undertones. Please don't just label it as From Dusk Till Dawn. We're going to get into some of these undertones if you want to stick around for spoilers, because again, it's still worth seeing. Mona D says, I'm going to see it again. I went, like I said, twice. Yep, see that? Mona caught that shit. Mona says, nope, not just From Dusk Till Dawn. And that's our era that we grew up on Dusk Till Dawn. So let me slide off. So these are Smoking Stack twins. Another picture of them. And Michael B. Jordan did a hell of a job portraying two different brothers, even though they were twins, because they genuinely had their own personality. Stack in the red with the red cap, he was more of the rambunctious, go get it, hustler type. He got the gold in his mouth. Smoke with the on the right with the blue hat, he just smoked his cigarettes. So he was thinking all the time. It was all about business. It was and they were of like mind, but one handled one thing, one handled other. Smoke was going to handle the business, and then it was Stack's responsibility to make sure he got the people there, which he did. And again, things went a little bit left. But as much as I focus on the Smoke and Stack twins, this is truly Sammy's story. So this is their cousin Sammy. The movie starts out with him pulling up at his father's church in the twins' car and having flashbacks to the night before when shit went left. But the day before, he had promised his father, his father had took his guitar and he already knew where it was. He had took it to the church because he was looking for it under his bed, couldn't find it. So this guitar represents, where's my notes? This guitar is what's going to save him. He's trying to become this famous blues musician to get out of Mississippi. And parts of Sammy's story is taken from a real life blues musician in Mississippi named Robert Johnson. I would be totally remiss if I did not mention that brother's name. So the story with not Sammy, but Robert Johnson goes, I'll make it quick. He met the devil at the crossroads. One road going this way, one road going that way. That's why you got Bone Thugs and Harmony, Meet Me at the Crossroads, da-da-da-da-da, and other songs called Crossroads and stuff, because that was always the rumor that Robert Johnson, he wasn't a great guitar player back then. He was trying to be this blues paper. People weren't fucking with him. Imagine these young cats out there trying to sell you a mixtape at the gas station. Don't nobody want it. Then you look up and this motherfucker done blew up, like within a week or two. That's what happened with Robert Johnson. That's how quick his turnaround was. He wasn't a great blues musician, so it was always rumored that he had left. He met the devil at the crossroads. The devil tuned his guitar and gave it back to him. It was like, now you like that on the strings. And he was like, oh, but it come with a cost. So he was supposed to have sold his soul to become this great musician. And I didn't realize that there's a Netflix documentary called The Crossroads, and somebody can look it up for me. But there's like a 45 minute documentary on Netflix about Robert Johnson. And I didn't realize it because I had heard of him, but I didn't realize it until I watched that documentary, what they were saying might have some weird type of spiritual truth. Because when you listen to his music, it sounds like two people are playing at the same time, but it's just him. But his music is up on YouTube. Go listen to Robert Johnson Crossroads. And he talks about meeting the devil there. But he left, came back so damn good and got popular. You know those old Southern Negro spirituals, like, oh, something, he must have made a deal with the devil. This, but that's always been the rumor. But if you go back and listen to his music, he's the only one playing, but it sounds like it's multiple people sometimes.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
So this is loosely Sammy's character. He wants to play the blues so bad, he wants to get out. And back then, the blues was considered devil's music. A lot of older parents, like how we look at trap music or drill music now and stuff like that, that's the way blues was looked at. How we look at it as, oh, that's that old shit. Like, people really believed it was devil's music. Howlin' Wolf, another blues legend, was supposed to have met the devil in a cemetery, and that's why he got his voice like that. But again, old rumors, stories, we don't know. But the overall theme is how music is a connection between good and evil and the living and the dead. And it's a bridge in between. And Sammy was that bridge in this movie. So as much as we focus on Michael B. Jordan being the star, this young breakout man right here, because this is like his first role, but I think he comes from a musical family. I think Malika got a lot of detail. So if you're still in here, brother, you can drop his name or something like that. But for Sammy, that guitar was going to be his savior. His father took it. Now, his father could have easily destroyed the guitar. Could have hid it from him, sold it, got rid of it. But he brought it to the church because he was trying to bring his son in the church. And he went there and he was like, hey, I want you to help me with this sermon. Why are you going down to these juke joints? You want to be all around all these sinners? Because we're all sinners. That's why the title's on there. We're all sinners. You want to be around all these sinners, and I need you here at church. He says, Pop, already got up and worked for the day. I believe what he told him. I haven't forgot what you taught me. You jump on the work. You don't let the work jump on you. He had already been sharecropping. That's their whole community they're in. He had already got up, beat the sun up, met his quota for the day, and he was ready to go over there and meet his cousins. So he picked up his guitar, and the last thing his pops told him, son, you keep dancing with the devil. One day he gonna follow you home. Gets in the car with the twins, and that's when we find out, because they say, hey, what's going on, and we found out that Sammy's father, the preacher, is the twins' uncle. As they're riding, that's when Sammy starts asking them, why did you guys come back home? And they said, Chicago ain't nothing but Mississippi with tall buildings instead of cotton fields. So just a little bit of background on Sammy. He's their younger cousin, but again, he's coming to his own. And another overall arcing theme, did I have that on there? No, is freedom. You're going to hear that throughout the film. Sammy was like, I just want to be free just for one night, just to be able to play like he knows he can play. Let's keep on sliding. So they get to the train station. Let me go ahead and and this is who they meet. Delroy Lindo, salute to him.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Uh-oh. Oh, the music a little bit too high. Hold on, let me bring it back on me. My bad, y'all. Went up a little bit too high. All right, there we go. Let me get to y'all comments too before I get into Delta Slim, as they called him. Let me see. Monarch Travel and Entertainment says, aloha, haven't seen everyone in the chat in a good minute. Salute to you.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Mona. Sammy was the heart of the film. He really was, in several different metaphorical ways. His young innocence, his just desire to be better and leave. He really was the heart of the film. Chelsea says, if I can bring a comment up, says they'll get the top award for this movie. They better. They got to clean up, bro. They got to clean up something. This shit, oh my God. I thought about that the other day, Chelsea. I was like, if they don't win some supporting characters, lead actors, cinema, they have to clean up at the, what is it, the Oscars? Del Monte, let me get your comment. He says, we used to have good music soundtracks for movie productions back in the day. Is that prevalent on this feature? I'm kind of early. Am I kind of early for that part? So one of the songs where Sammy is playing, that scene I just played, it's in there. I know that song is on the soundtrack. I haven't heard much about the soundtrack either, but I'm sure it's fire. Let me go back to Preacher Boy. This scene right here, this scene alone, in my opinion, could win them Picture of the Year or Film of the Year, whatever. They should be cleaning up. This scene starts out with him in a blues mode, and it morphs to having a DJ, turntable DJ in the background, to African dancers, to Asian dancers. I'm gonna get to the Asian folks in a second. It incorporates the history of black music, not just throughout the States, but throughout the world. And those who maybe have gleaned off on ours and maybe started there. It's a big cultural film. But the way this scene expands, that in and of itself could earn this film, my opinion, Film of the Year. That's just me. This scene alone, that little 5-minute pocket, and it seems like you're there. Again, I know I keep saying that. I felt it. I felt like I was there. That scene, that's the one that draws you in. And it's like 40 minutes into the movie. That's when the vampires really show up and things start to go left. This is more of a southern, it's a southern gothic, but it's a love story. It is a story about family, and it's a vampire movie, if you want to call it that. But again, I can't give all the spoilers, but I had to give Sammy his props, because I know people see Michael B. Jordan like, oh, I'm going to see it, or I'm going to see it first thing, or I'm going to eventually make it and go see it because it's Michael B. Jordan. But Sammy, like Mona said, is the heart of the film. Bring it back to Delta Slim, but I'm going to get to y'all comments real quick first. Moving Silence put up the dates. Robert Johnson is part of the 27 Club. He is 1911 to 1938. After he made that deal with the devil at the crossroads and became a very popular blues musician, the brother died at 27. He died super young. I appreciate that Moving Silence reminded me of that part. He died super young, and it wasn't too long after he had made that deal. There's like 2 pictures in existence of Robert Johnson. No video recordings, and they had it back then. There's audio, obviously we got his music, but he died at 27. Let's keep on going. Watch Gamer says, late pass, peace to all, salute to you, good brother. I'm giving spoilers about Sinners if you haven't seen it yet, so just fair warning. Mona says the movie touched on a multitude of black American experiences post-slavery. It was phenomenal. It was. Chelsea says, I haven't heard of a movie being so good. People are seeing it 2 times in theaters in a long time. The last time I did that, Chelsea, was again Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, and that was for Black Panther.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I think I saw Black Panther 3 times opening weekend. I have not, and I told, I went with my homegirl the first time I went and saw it Thursday. I told her, I was like, I have not been this excited about a film since Black Panther. Then the light bulb went off. I was like, oh shit, that was another Coogler Jordan film. I have not, and I'm being genuine as fuck when I say that. I have not been this excited since Black Panther. I have not seen any other movie, I don't believe, since Black Panther multiple times in the span of a week or a weekend. Because again, I saw it Thursday. I was going to go Saturday, but things transpired. Sunday, one of my boys was getting ready to move. He's changing locations for the military. We call it PCS, permanent change of station. So he was leaving, so I didn't go Sunday. But yesterday, I had to go see it again. Now, I probably would have saw it. If none of that stuff happened between Saturday and Sunday, I probably would have saw it once each day. It genuinely is that good. And BT mentioned something, me and him were talking about it. He was like, I really need to see some college courses on this movie.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
So yeah, Chelsea. It's like that if you haven't seen it. Mona says, me either, Chelsea. For me, this was the best movie I've seen in the past 10 years.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Chris Trucker says, nice shirt. I need it. Go to brokentraditions.com, Chris Trucker. Salute to Chris Trucker. Look, he says, the movie was fire, bro. Good looking. Mona D says, everyone acted their behinds. Yes, everyone brought it home. Everyone, because there was pushback about the Asian couple. I didn't have them up on the screen. I'll get to that picture in a second. There were so many themes. Again, I gave y'all the theme about freedom. I'm going to expand on that in a second with Delta Slim, a.k.a. the real actor Delroy Lindo. But Chelsea says, Michael B. Jordan came a long way from that Pleasure P music video and being in the show Friday Night Lights. He was in The Wire, too. He was like 14. I think that was his first actual role in The Wire. Yep, there we go, Watch Gamer. Said Wallace on The Wire. BT says, Chris, I was tight. I missed y'all on Easter. Yeah, we kicked it. Smoked good, ate good, bro. I hate you couldn't be there, man. Chelsea says, honestly, Mona, I haven't heard of anyone seeing the movie 2 times since streaming became big, so this is a huge deal for this movie. That's a great point, Chelsea.
You go, girl.
Let me see. Let me keep on sliding. Sister Felicia in the building, I think. There she go.
You go, girl.
She says, good evening, Kofa, Maz, and Chad. I hope everyone is doing well on this Tuesday evening. Salute to you, good sis. BT says, Chris says, BT, my bad, bro. I know it too. You would have had fun. Yeah, bro. We ate good, smoked good. But now back to it. Freedom is an overall arcing theme in this movie. Delroy Lindo, a.k.a. Delta Slim, is representative of what the elders are in the community. This is a black man who has worked his ass off to get the reputation he has in the blues community, in the community that he's in general. He's worked his ass off. He's seen a lot. Stack, the brother with the red cap, the more flamboyant one, he finds him he's intentionally looking for him. He finds him at the train station because he knows where he plays. He tells him, hey, I'm opening up. That's my mama, my bad. She don't want shit. Anyway, shout out to my mama.
You go, girl.
He tells him, hey, I'm opening up this juke joint tonight. I want you to play. And as old as he is, he knows what the game is. He says, nah, you opening up a juke joint tonight, but I've been playing at such and such juke joint for the last 10 years. He said, well, I'm paying you $20, which of course back in 1932 was a lot of money. He's like, nah, you might be paying me $20 tonight, but who's to say you're going to be open next week or the week after and this, that, and the third. So he know who he's dealing with. He done seen these boys come up. He know he dealing with a schemer, scammer. But he says, hey, I have some beer, Irish beer. And again, he's been used to drinking corn liquor, which is moonshine and all that. Gives him the beer. He tells him, I'll give you $40. You get to finish that beer, and I'll give you all that you can drink if you come play at my juke tonight. So he agrees to play, of course. But he also introduces him to Sammy, Preacher Boy. He says, hey, this is my little cousin. Sammy has a guitar. He says, this is the coldest blues player in the land. And he laughs. He says, ha, ha, ha. I got socks older than this boy.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
What do you know about the blues? So there was that little dynamic in there with the old versus the young. And the young dude wanted to prove himself to the old guy. It's not even a disrespectful thing. It was, hey, let me show you so I can prove myself because I know who the fuck you are. Because when he rolled up here, he was like, oh shit, you know Delta Slim? And Stack like, yeah, that's just Slim. but everybody know how cold he is. But so they get along or whatever. They're driving down the road. They done picked him up. I'm gonna come back to the train station because some other stuff happened. But as they're driving down the road, I just really wanted to focus on this character real quick. There's a chain gang on the side of the road, you know, with the pitchforks, digging a trench. It's a white man on the horse with a shotgun, watching these prisoners in these striped shirts. And he has Stack to slow down, and he says, "Hey, y'all hold y'all head up, y'all hold." And one of the dudes takes his head off. He's like, "Slim, what's up?" White dude lets off a round from the shotgun. He go back to, you know, digging the trench. And Sammy's like, "You knew them?" He said, "You knew one of them?" And Delta Slim says, "I knew all of them." So everybody that he knew that he was attached to is sitting in prison. The one dude that wasn't on that chain gang was his homeboy that he used to play music with. He starts getting to an old man story. He says, we stacked up some money. We got in trouble one night. They arrested us. We just told them we was musicians. We ain't do nothing. They gave us our instruments back. So we start jamming. These white police officers think they can make some money off us. So they put us in the paddy wagon. They start moving them around to different spaces, having them play and stack up this bread, where they end up, letting them go. But now they got all this money. And Sammy asks him, "What did you do with yours? Where'd all your money go?" He taps his flask. "I drank it." How many stories have we seen of that dude that was supposed to make it out and couldn't let that bottle go? Didn't have any dick control. Ended up putting a needle in his arm. That basketball was supposed to get him out. That microphone was supposed to get him out. That brain was supposed to get him out. And then we watch these brothers wither and die in our community. They may become that wise old man because of what they should have did. The opportunities they should have had. Because he said his boy was going to leave the music alone. "I'm going to go down here and open up my church in Arkansas." But he got on the wrong train. Some people started fucking with him. The police, patted him down, found all the money on him, made up a story that he had robbed a white man and raped his wife. And Delta Slim was like, "Man, they hung him right there in that train station." And you know what else? They cut off his manhood. And then he goes to humming and just, the pain gets to him. And then he immediately turned, after telling this story, he immediately turns it into a song. He just starts humming. And they start, getting in rhythm. And then Sammy get ready to hit the guitar and goes to another scene. But I had to focus on Delta Slim because he represents that elder with so much wisdom, that had so much potential. And he knows that he doesn't have that many days ahead of him. But he's going to make sure that he passes this knowledge on to Sammy. It was just a joke when he was saying, "Man, I got socks older than this boy." But he was willing to sit there and play with him and educate him and give him a story. That was another catalyst for Sammy to get out because he don't want to get caught up like that. Again, his father's a preacher. This man is leaving the music to go open a church and gets murdered. So Sammy's going to hold on to dear life with that guitar. But I had to focus on Delroy. I'll slide back in a second. Let me get to y'all comments. Felicia says, "I love this actor. I remember him in Malcolm X as Charlie." Indeed. Brother Malika says, "In a time of unoriginality and bad entertainment, this movie is a shining light for us people who are thirsty and hungry for a great story that entertains and teaches."
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Skinny in the building. Salute to you, good brother. He says, "Kofa just poking my head in." All good. Hit that like button for me, y'all. Hit that like button. I am giving spoilers on this movie, so just come in, hit the like button. If you know somebody that's in the chat and you know they haven't seen it, just tell them to hit the like button. They can slide on, but hit that like button for me. If you want to stick around for the spoilers, that's fine too. But again, hit that like button. Mona says, and cut off his manhood. Hug him in that train station and cut off his manhood. Mona D says the story was just a preview into how much more Black Americans would endure. Indeed. But he had to give Sammy that snapshot in short, telling him, "Get your young ass up out of here." So I had to switch to that. Now, one of my favorite parts about this movie is the interaction between the men and the women. So this again is Smoke and Annie. I cannot pronounce the sister's name to save my damn life. Sis, if you ever see this, I apologize. But salute to Michael B. Jordan and her chemistry on screen. So Annie, the character that Sis plays, very headstrong, but respectful, but has that man's back and has his heart. So if you can tell in her hand, she's pulling a blade on him. So she owns a store. The children are coming in with fake money to help out the community. So she's like a hoodoo woman. So she got the herbs and everything else. Let me slide to her real quick. Let me put a focus on Annie. Boom. So she got all the herbs, she's conjuring roots, if you will. So that's what she does. So little girl comes in, gives us some play money, and she says, "Oh, thank you, baby. Make sure you get this straight to your mama. I don't want no problems." She act, and the kids don't. Hold on, damn, I done clicked on the wrong thing. The kids don't know, so they think they got real money, so they skip off. And let me get to it. Bam. Smoke is like, "Why are you taking this bullshit?" And she's like, "You don't worry about it. You left. You don't get to tell me what to do." Essentially. And you kind of think, us in this red pill era, we're like, oh, here we go with the strong black mammyism. No, Annie had his motherfucking back. And Smoke tells her, "I done been around this world. I done seen men die in ways I didn't think was possible. The only thing that matters is power. And this here money is the only thing that gives you that power." And she says, "I don't want your money. It got blood on it." He comes right back at her. "All money got blood on it. Not the kind like yours." She knows she's with this gangster dude, but he's street nigga for all intents and purposes. Sorry, BT, but he's a street dude with all intents and purposes, but he's still a man, because when he gets to the house, the first thing he does is lay flowers on their baby's grave. There's a little stone with a little handprint on it, and the first thing he does is stop there and says, "Daddy's here," because they lost a child. So in this scene, he's trying to tell her about, hey, there's power in this. She pulls the blade. "Smoke, fuck around, I'm gonna cut you." Just old tropes and shit we've heard about old black couples, grandmama busting granddad in the head with the frying pan. Ha ha ha, we laugh it off. Kind of serious, kind of playful, but he needs that type of woman because he's such a serious man himself. But she's able to bring him down. So he puts away the money. Fast forward, he's talking about, and she asks him, "What you come back for?" Because the brothers have been gone 7 years. Let me get that back part of the story. The brothers have been gone 7 years. And she was like, "Smoke, what you come back for?" And he was like, "Oh, we opened up a juke joint tonight." Telling the truth, but lying at the same time. He's like, "We opened up a juke joint tonight and we want you to cook for us." Then she calls his real name. She looks at him. She gives him that look. "Elijah." That's all she says. Hard stop. "Elijah." And it broke him. He said, "What you want me to do? Why you want me to tell you I came? You want me to tell you I came back because I love you and I miss you?" And then it rolls into a lovemaking scene, which again, this movie does a good job of exploring sexuality too, especially in the South. But as hard as he is, as much as he is, this brother wants a family. He was like, "What do you want me to say? That I love you? I miss you?" So they make love or whatever. But one thing I wanted to point out, and why I say it's so important for Annie, she's such an important character, that as a hoodoo woman, she had gave him a mojo bag with all these herbs and, blessings in it, we'll call it, that she's making. Go back to that picture. And she was like, he said, "Man, I done survived all that shit. You think I'm, worried about coming back home and getting in the shit with the clan or whatever?" And she says, "How do you know I didn't protect you? How do you know I didn't work up every root that I had to protect you and your crazy ass brother while y'all was over there in that war to bring you home?" But because Smoke is not a believer, which a lot of men, we've always heard that, granddaddy don't black men leaving the church now. It was a lot of times, as I told y'all before, the people don't realize, I'll just keep it here in the South. A lot of times our grandfathers did not go to church on Sunday because that was going to be his only day off from work. He might have spent time with the family and sat down for Sunday dinner or something like that, but he was not going to church. Now, he wasn't finna sit up in there 3 and 4 and 5 hours from 9 o'clock in the morning clapping and all this when he just got off a 12, 14-hour shift at some plant or factory some damn where. They just weren't going to do it.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
So Smoke isn't a believer, but she's like, how you know I didn't conjure up and pray every root over you to protect you? And brothers and his representation of the type of women that we do need. This is what a lot of brothers in the red pill are talking about, or manosphere space is talking about. A woman that prays over you, that is strong enough to check you when you might be wrong, to call you out on your bullshit, but in a respectful way, and especially when it's just y'all two. Because I'll get to the women knowing their place in the film as well. I know sisters don't like hearing that, but they did. They played their role. They were all the women in this movie, all of them were excellent helpmeets, except for one. But we'll get to her. But Annie prayed over this man, told him how she felt about, the roots and her religion and, her practices. And still, with, a heavy heart, Smoke asked her, well, if all these roots work, if they protected me, why they ain't do nothing for our baby? And she didn't have an answer. She said, I don't know, but it brought you home. So even in losing a child, she still has faith in her spirituality, her God, her religion, and her man, even though they're not married, but that's still his old lady. So I had to get that part in there and show their relationship and just talk about that. Like I said, I could go on and on and on for days. I might have to do a Patreon on this. I probably will. Or what's one of them other streaming outlets? I don't know. Where we're just gonna sit down and watch the film whenever it comes on DVD or streaming at home where I can download it. Whatever the case. I just said DVD. I dated myself.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Get to the next. Let me get to y'all comments. Artisan MC. That was the other brother. Bro, I could not remember your name to save my damn life. Thank you for being on the chat with me. Y'all make sure y'all go follow Artisan. Thank you for being on Dr. T. Hassan Johnson with me. It was a pleasure holding the screen with you and Malika and the other brothers. Brother, I could not remember your name to save my damn life. Thank you for popping up, good brother. Where we at? Oh, hold on, let me get to these comments. Del Monte says, it's a shame all this technology and can't really get great films. What the hell? Yeah, it's the storytelling. It's the storytelling. Malika says, Annie was the definition of a true ride or die woman. Indeed. BT says, that's one fine Nigerian woman. Sheesh.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Steve says, I'm in the minority, didn't really care for the film.
No.
How? BT says, I thought it was plantation money. Yeah, fake money. Wasn't no damn real damn plantation money. Mona says, when she said, your body remembers me. Oh, just right before they got to it, he was having his smoke and his pipe. Matter of fact, I got to get some tobacco. Salute to this movie and that scene, because I got to remember to get some tobacco because I got 2 pipes in there I got to break in. Anywho, but as he's smoking and they're having that conversation, and she's praying over him and preparing his, his mojo bag or whatever. She comes over to him. They start kissing. She grabs his wood and she was like, your body remember me. And they go to work. And then, but one thing I did love is when he asked her, hey, I want you to cook. She ain't giving no pushback, but it was 1932. But I just love seeing that part in the film too. BT says, Mona D, I've been saying that to Lex ever since.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease! Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Shit.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Oh shit. BT is stupid as hell, bro. Oh, Mona D says, I love how they cast her as his love interest, a chocolate beautiful woman that was spiritual and loving. And guess what? These are the sisters from back. These are grandmamas. These the aunties and the grandmamas and the shapes and the colors and all that shit that a lot of sisters be complaining about when brothers do start dating out. But guess what? A lot of sisters don't move like fucking Annie. They don't move like Annie. No. Yeah, maybe Discord. That's what I'm thinking about. Del Monte is Discord. Sister Messy in the building.
You go, girl.
She says, evening all. She said, oh, we live. Yes. Appreciate you being in here. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody. I'm just over here giving spoilers. If you haven't seen Sinners Messy, kindly hit the like button. You can stick around if you want to, but at least hit the like button if you do got to go, because I am giving spoilers for Sinners. I'm just touching on a couple of key points that I thought was important. So this whole Black love, when people are talking about it, this is one of those things. Look, bro, that's BT is a fucking idiot. And when he typed it and I read it, I could hear BT's voice, and I know his like how you, Mr. Michonne. You know how I say I got that sly grin. I think I had talked you up too. I had mentioned you earlier. You know how I say I got that evil grin. BT got one of those too. And when I read his comment of what he says to his wife, I could hear him and I could see his damn face. Fucking idiot. Chelsea says, I was surprised Haley Steinfeld was in this. I didn't know her acting was A-list regardless. She brought great publicity because Josh Allen even encouraged people to see it. She did. She killed it. I'm getting to her next. Messi says, I don't think this is the movie for me. It is, Michonne. I would highly encourage you to try it because it is more, I don't know what your genre is, but it's enough drama. It's enough genuine like Black love. It is a great break from the norm right now. This isn't just run of the muck vampires, bloodsucker. It's so many layers and innuendos. If you want to stick around, I hope I can sell you on going to see it. But yeah. I think everybody needs to go see this movie. Mona D says, when Mary told Stack, you rob banks and trains, but you won't rob this cat, I about died and clutched my... I saw you use my damn picture the other day, Messy. You know you got it, sis. Y'all silly as hell. She says, I'm here to listen. All good. She says, or was it smoke? I mixed them up like I mixed up my twin sons.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
You know they got to be the twins' nicknames now, Smoke and Stack. But let's get back to it. Oh, hold on, wait, see. Mary T TV, new subscriber here. I appreciate you being in here.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
You are part of the family now, and you can't leave. Let's slide over to the other couple. Now, a lot of people have been given, not them, I'll get to them in a second, a lot of pushback with Mary being white. Mary is actually passing because, as we find out, her grandfather was half black. So she's kind of passing. So I told you I was going to take you back to the train station. Since when they were in the train station, after they done locked in Delta Slim and he's over there jamming and the people are, they're going to come to the juke joint. Sammy taps Stack on the shoulder. He's like, hey, cuz, there's a white girl looking at you. He says, shit. He already knows who it is. You sure she white? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she white. He's like, okay, man, you need to go the fuck over there. Like, let me handle this. He turns around and Mary is looking at him and she's like, you told me you were coming back. And he said, you really believe that shit? Because it's him. Stack know who he is. Again, the twins have been gone 7 years. And they have this back and forth. And you still kind of looking at it like, damn, is she supposed to be mixed? I mean, we know she's, white or whatever in, real life. But is she supposed to be mixed in this film? What is it? Because he was like, you need to get the fuck away from me. We out in public. I ain't supposed to be talking to no white woman. Like, basically, bitch, you're going to get me lynched.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
But again, this is just interesting the way they explore their relationship, because their relationship is one of like aggressive passion, but you could tell there's some type of love there, because Mary's mama had just died, so that's why she came looking for the twins. Heard they was back. It was like, what the fuck? Y'all didn't come to my mama's funeral.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
So she's standing there in front of him, and she was like, you told me you were coming back. And Stack is like, well, shit, you believe me? Like, you bitch, you know how I get down. She's like, well, yeah, one, I was young and dumb. I was young enough to believe your ass at the time. And then you stuck your tongue in my twat.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Shout out to Stack. Then you stuck your tongue in my twat and you fucked me so good, I really did believe you, is what she tells him. He's like, hey, keep your fucking voice down. What the fuck wrong with you? So they go back and forth. Well, what you doing back? We opening up a joint, blah, 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 blah. Word get around. But that's their interaction. Sammy is like, who the fuck is that? Mind your business, cuz don't worry about her. But essentially, what happened was when the twins were born, their mother died. Her mother took them in, basically raised them. That's why she came looking for them, was like, how dare y'all not come to my mama's funeral? So that's one reason why she was pissed. They didn't come to the funeral. And she heard they was back in town. 2, they had been gone 7 years, but he had promised that he was coming back. Let's keep on going. Oh, you said no, in real life she is mixed? I thought she was like Celtic and Asian or something. Oh shit, I didn't know. Appreciate that. Brother Malika said, Smoking Annie was a refreshing and beautiful display of love, commitment, and how black men and black women need to be complements. Not partners, y'all. Complements. Not competitors. Indeed. Not competitors or partners. Let's keep on going. And I look, Missy says, oh my, viewer discretion is advised. But I mentioned that about what she said because the film did an excellent job of integrating sex into the story without it being like just for nothing and just, hey, gay scene, here you go. Or, you know, just, oh, here's somebody, you know, standing on the table twerking. I'll let y'all see that part. But it did a good job of exploring sexual relationships in the South in the fucking 1930s. Don't nobody want to think about their grandmama getting tossed up like that. But at one point, they were the young hot cats getting in the blues and shit like that. Then Sammy, let's get to the other relationship. But this relationship is just as passionate as, I would argue, their relationship is just as passionate, Stack and Mary, as Smoke and Annie. Now, this is a fresh and interesting relationship. This is Sammy and Pearline. Shout out to Pearline.
You go, girl.
Sammy and Pearline. So Sammy sees Pearline at the train station as well. And he's telling her, you know, how beautiful she is. She says, watch it now, boy. I have a husband. How much? I'm going to give y'all a couple more minutes, and then we're going to do part 2. We're going to do part 2 tomorrow. I told y'all I was going to try to make this short as possible, but it's going to be impossible to do. So we're going to do part 2 tomorrow. I'll push my other live stream to Thursday, but we'll do part 2 on this tomorrow. But this is going to be a good place to end off with the relationships. Sammy tells Pearline, he like, hey, I done seen you around before. You seen, don't you? And she was like, maybe just a little bit. Kind of play him to the left. He kind of young or whatever. And she says, you know, watch yourself, boy. I'm married. And the first thing he says, happily.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
See, people don't know who the fuck Sammy is. Sammy got a little bit of both twins in him because they brought him up. He spent his time chasing them as a kid, even though they've been gone a good minute, but they back. So he's talking her up or whatever. He was like, hey, maybe you need to come through the juke joint. You know, my cousin's opening up tonight. We can have a good time. And she's like, oh, I might see you there. You know, just play him to the left. But he giving her eye like, you better not ever give me that cat.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
So that's how their relationship starts off. Again, you got 2 relationships that have a history. With Smoke and Annie, they actually lost a child. Then you have Stack and Mary, and I'm getting to all this. I should have did. Anyways, my timing is horrible. I'm sorry, y'all, but we're going to be back for part 2 tomorrow. The reason why I'm giving these foundational pieces is what carries over to what everybody thinks. Like, you know, Mr. Michon was saying, this may not be the movie for me. Oh, it's just about vampires. Ain't even like that. It's so much deeper. But here you have what would be considered an interracial couple, but they were raised together. Again, her mother raised the twins because their mother died in childbirth and their father also died. But again, they always had a passion for each other, but they knew it was a forbidden passion as well because of the way she looked. She knew her, you know, she knew her grandfather was mixed, but she knew she was also passing. He knew that shit would get him in trouble. She knew it would get him in trouble. As a matter of fact, when he left, he set it up so that she ended up marrying some rich ass white dude.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
That's the type of love that he had for her. Even if he wasn't going to be around, he wanted her to be protected and fucking safe. So there's different levels and layers of passion and love in the way that shit looks, and something that isn't explored enough in film and really isn't even talked about in this space. We always deemed as deadbeats and shit like that when men leave home. But sometimes I got to leave home to take care of home. I might have to leave you to keep you safe. And a lot of women still to this day don't understand that. They still call bullshit on it. But they had a moment in the juke joint similar to Smoke and Annie where she was like, why the fuck did you leave me? He was like, I know I can't keep you safe. And he said, I set you up with that white man. I made sure you would take it. She said, I ain't want no white man. I wanted you. If that meant leaving, fine, we could have left. She loved him. If I wanted you, why can't you just tell me what I want to hear? He was like, what you want me to tell you the truth? Essentially the same thing that Smoke told Annie. He was telling Mary, you want me to tell you the truth? That I miss you? That I think about you every day? That I know because of the way I move, there's no way I'm going to be able to keep you safe. So keeping you safe means me leaving. And then they go on, they have their passionate dance and kiss and all that shit. So again, I'm just laying the foundation for who these people are, who these characters are. Let me slide over and make sure I didn't miss anything. Again, I could talk about this shit all day. I got so many other notes, but I had to get to that black love piece because despite what people want to say, I'm going to consider this black love since, you know, we can remix it and y'all can invite people in your bedrooms and do all this other freak ass shit. We're going to include this as black love as well. Tears with a tears. Get out your feelings.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
And Sammy was just getting warm. Shout out to Sammy.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
I think that black love part is a good place for me to stop. Let me go ahead and stop there. But let me get to y'all comments too. Again, I could really go on and on for hours and hours and hours about this. Mary T TV says she's octoroon. Boy, I ain't heard that. I have not heard that word until this movie came out and somebody else said that shit last week. Artisan MC says character and actress both mixed. Okay, cool. Did not. Messi says, viewer discretion advised. Oh, she says, oh, really? She said, damn it. Chelsea says Haley is black and Filipino. Really? Really? I don't see it. I didn't know that. And I know some black and Filipino people. Like, I know some black Asians. I do. Again, Army brat. So I didn't see it. Salute to her. Cause she damn sure had that sister girl get the fuck out my face attitude down. She had that shit down. Shout out to her.
You go, girl!
Mona says Mary was making the block hot. She really was. Like, bitch, you gonna get me lynched. Mary TV says agreed. Let me see. Yeah, Mary TV says that's what they were doing. It was a lot of forbidden love back then. And before everybody getting their damn feelings, it was a lot of sisters in love with a lot of white boys back then too. But that shit was still fucking forbidden. And if that baby came out white enough, that white family would take that child, that half black child, from the black side. That's why some of us don't know where our people are. Start getting these blood tests before y'all ass get married and all that shit. I could go down that road too, but I'm not gonna do it. Artisan MC says a chocolate pearl indeed. Look, Mona, Mona says Sammy was freaked out. Sammy was on one. Sammy was a young boy. He had the guitar in his hand, had a little bit of freedom. He was feeling himself that night. Part 2, we are going to do it tomorrow. Yes, ma'am. Same time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. Uh, Malika says Sammy found Perline's button. He's a fast learner. Look, I'm gonna give y'all this story, this part of it. So Stack, the one in the red, they're riding back from the train station. They done picked up no, they're riding to the train station. And they just having a conversation, catching up. Like, man, what you been up to, man? You ain't little like that no more, man. You grew. Man, you ain't got you some ass. Basically, essentially telling them, he was like, hey, every woman right above they cat got a magic button. He said, you find that magic button and you press it with your tongue. You ever had ice cream before? You use that same amount of pressure with the same stroke, and it's a wrap. Essentially what he told him. So that's what that's what Malika's talking about. Because as we go forward in Sammy and Perline's relationship, Sammy found a magic button.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Mary TV said, Sammy is a freak. I fuck with Sammy. Heavy. Sammy said, you ready to risk it all? That man ain't give a fuck about that woman husband at all. And I really wonder if it was innuendo or if she was actually fucking married. I really wonder that. But anyway, Mona says, this movie like it's been out for years. You liked it. A couple of us done seen it twice. Messy. DG in the building. He says, Kofa, I can't watch. I'm going to see this movie soon. Make it sooner than later, bro. Because I just did spoilers tonight. I'm going to do another one tomorrow night. And I have to cut it short. Like, all jokes aside, myself, Artisan MC, Malika, I forgot the other two brothers' name as well. Forgive me, y'all. But we were on Dr. Tia Son Johnson's channel on Saturday night, and we were literally on there for 4 hours. Again, it was 1 o'clock in the morning here in Atlanta when I hung up and got off the live with them. We talked about this movie for 4 hours. Like BT said, this movie needs to be studied in colleges. This was so well put together, so well done. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I get it. I think Steven said, he's in the minority. He really didn't care for it. But it was so much that I saw in this film. Again, coming from these small towns, mid-sized city in the South, where I can ride and still see some of these buildings. I literally, shout out to my dad.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
When I was about 10, my dad literally took me down this dirt road in Alabama and pulled up at this house. We walked in the house. It was like one big living room, and it was a little room off to the back. Tin roof, wooden creaky ass steps. He said, you know where you standing at? I said, no, sir. He said, this is the room I was born in.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
So again, seeing this type of shit it hits home for me. I always look at films for deeper meanings and things like that. I'm that weird guy with the boy. Like, man, did you see this part of the movie? I don't even remember that part. Like, dog, how the fuck you missed that? Because I'm looking for that shit. So seeing this, how important this film is to not just what was going on then, it's what's going on now. And I'll get to some of that tomorrow. So again, I brought up a couple of notes about, brothers coming back home. I brought up Delroy Lindo, Delta Slim's character being that elder that almost made it out. And now he's determined to give somebody else a chance because he drank his money, his words. But again, having had that experience with my father, as soon as I saw that car, the dirt road, where the black people were living at, it had me from jump. So keep on going. But yeah, Messi, a couple of us saw it twice. Messi says, okay, cool. I may go say, yeah, you got to, sis. You got to. Chelsea says, Messi, I'm telling you, the movie is attracting so many. It really is. Like, even if it's not your genre, it's going to be something. You'll be like, okay, at least you're going to be like, oh shit, visually, this shit was pretty cool. Malika says, Kofa Stack was Mary's imprint and Annie and Smoke were each other's imprint. Indeed. They watched them grow up, and they're so opposite, but they're still lock and step. I'm going to get into the family aspect tomorrow because all of them are in the same area. So Smoke and Stack and Mary and Annie, they all knew each other. They all came up together, blah, 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 blah. Everybody was fucking family. I'm going to expand on the family tomorrow. Chelsea says, my friend Todd said it was thought-provoking, and that's what got me into it. It really was. Mona says, I'm also working on a video for it, and people are getting deep with the breakdowns on TT. Is it YouTube? You meant to put? I don't know. On TikTok. On TikToxic. They're getting deep with the breakdowns on TikTok. I stayed off social media until I saw it because everybody and their mama was giving their reactions and thoughts. I expected it from a few people. Like I said, I saw it Thursday night. I really wanted to see it without the crowd because I really be looking at films like that. So I wanted to see it without the crowd, and so I could enjoy it. It was maybe 10 people in the theater that night. I went back Monday, and the theater was like at least halfway full, and I think that's pretty good for a Monday and having it released on Easter weekend. Messi says, I see that now. I didn't even hear about it till today at work. I saw a lot of the previews and stuff because I really don't watch a lot of TV. You know, I got my Fire Stick. I stream when I stream, and YouTube, social media type of thing. But all the previews and everything like that I saw coming down my timeline, and it was like months, Messi, that they were like teasing different cuts. So we weren't sure if this was a vampire movie or not. We didn't know what the quote unquote monsters was going to be. But it's a reason that there's a title center. Everybody in this movie is a sinner in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But it's imperative to not, again, only what they were dealing with back then, what we're dealing with today. And the vampires is just a representation. Artisan MC says 100. Mirror TV says I concur. Del Monte says the funny part about us, we too sexy for our own good. Mondi says yes, she is Coogler. I think you were talking about Perlene. Let me see. Mary TV says my mama was Octoroon. Somebody called me an Octoroon one time, and I didn't know to be mad or if it was accurate. I was a kid then. Again, y'all see I'm kind of red. Let me see. Chelsea says I would have been killed. God damn, sis.
You go, girl.
Shit. Oh man. Mary says, but she was adamant that she was black. Oh yeah, you talking about Mary. And another reason I might be so connected to this movie is Mary and Annie are my grandmother's names. Like real talk. But Mona says, go on TikTok. They damn near showed the movie, but go support it in theaters. Look, it was a reason why I was like, I don't want to hear any spoilers. I don't want to see anybody do this on Facebook or just post. I really wanted to go see this movie. I was not going to miss this movie. I was overly excited. Again, this is the first time since Black Panther, another Coogler and Jordan effort or project. Artisan MC says, I saw it twice, seeing it again tomorrow.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Diamante says, I'll take my sons to go see it next week. Malika says, wow. Chelsea says, was your dad an Alabama fan at all? Oh, yeah, we straight Roll Tide, baby. Oh, it's real over here, Chelsea. I'll show you. It's real over here, Chelsea. Chelsea asked me, was I Alabama fan? Or my dad. It's real over here, baby. Let me keep on going. But yeah, Malika, sitting in that room was like, and at the time, of course, I'm 10. I didn't appreciate it. It took us like an hour and a half to get down to get from home where we lived at to down the damn dirt road over there. And we were still going to my grandmama, so I still couldn't eat. I was mad at a motherfucker. But that shit stuck with me. I still see that clear as day. That I was able to stand in the room that my father was born in. Mona D says, I wish I lived near an IMAX theater to see it in 7mm. That's the one thing I haven't done yet. I saw it in the standard vision. I might hit an IMAX this weekend. Chelsea says, that's my shit. Roll Tide. Mona D says, have a good night, y'all. I appreciate you being in here, sis. Chelsea says, I can talk Bama all day. Respect, sis. I appreciate you. Chelsea says, I haven't been the same since Nick Saban retired. That nearly took me out. And then you got Julio retiring from the NFL. I know.
No.
I don't want it either. But here we are. But we're getting ready to slide, y'all. We will be back tomorrow to discuss more Sinners. So we're going to do a Sinners Part 2. I'm glad I did create that other thumbnail. So we'll do a Sinners Part 2 tomorrow and try to go ahead and wrap it up. Like I said, I've been on an hour and a half. I'm trying to pinpoint some of the themes I want, get it a little bit tighter. I only intended to be on like an hour, but here we are. And y'all seem to be engaged. Y'all seen those that did watch it seem to have liked it, which is cool. So I'm just glad for that. I'm glad this movie is getting the burn it is. Shout out to Mona. She said people damn near showing it on TikTok. Salute to them. I'm glad they're breaking it down like that. I plan to do a little bit myself, but I appreciate y'all being in here. Y'all know I don't do film reviews, so this is kind of my first. I know it's kind of rough, but I promise y'all, when this thing drop and I download and stream it, we gonna watch it, and that's gonna be a super live stream. That's gonna be pausing it. Did y'all notice this? We can discuss it for a few minutes and get back to the film. But thank y'all for being in here. Once again, this is Growth Talk Entertainment, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. This is where we help men find a positive fuck it. I have been your humble host, Kofa, K-O-F-A, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell. Thank y'all for being in here. I will see y'all again tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, remember, I love you. Ain't shit you can do about it. You matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. Peace. Salute for all the super chats tonight. Y'all be easy. I'll see y'all tomorrow.